morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ozzy. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I kind of just thought about it and then I was like, that's a good idea. I'm gonna make the video. So if you've ever wanted to get different powers and those kind of things like that, or have a specific power showcased in your journal, because as you know, if you could actually read the yellow on the white, but you can't. There is a personality quiz that you can take in the game, and it can give you certain elements. Now, the personality quiz is also very, very helpful if you're still trying to get your powers, and you're like me and you suck at parkour. But luckily, I just kind of continuously pushed through the struggles of certain things and just eventually got all of my powers. But I thought it would be fun to test some different methods and just in general find out what each element's answers are. You know, trying to see what answers get me what element, basically. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so we're at the castle's entrance. Now, you can also teleport here through Enchantraverse, but you know, I thought it would be fun to do the whole little, like, animation thing for funs, you know? So we're gonna fly. Oh. I like my popsicle wings. I thought these are really cute. I thought they went very well with my Captain America outfit. I thought that they would fit because of, like, I don't know, like, haha funnies. Ooh, magic! What? Alright, let's go! Magic, it's magic. The sky. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now that we are in the Enchantraverse, we can't sprint in here. It's kind of frustrating. We're gonna go up these stairs. So obviously you could go through each of the 6 sections and do the parkour, or you can do the Destiny Chamber written exam. So some of the obvious options are like ideas or concepts, I guess, of ways to answer would just always, I think there's 4 ways to answer each test, or 4 answers for each question on the test, I should say. Do we not get to sit in the chair? Okay, so it asks you 10 questions in totals, with 4 answers, possibilities, like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how I'm gonna mark them. And then we'll see different ways to answer each one and what they give us. The first method is just gonna be just clicking all through all the pink options, all the blue options, all the purple options, and all the teal options. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Alrighty, so I have finished that test after answering everything with answer number 1. Our circle has now turned yellow, and in my diary, you can see that it says 36% light, which means my personality quiz results is a light fairy. We have 29% nature, 29% fire, 7% water, 0% ice, and 0% dark. So if you want a semi-easy way to be a light fairy, if you're trying to get the light fairy powers without doing the parkour, it is very blinding in there when you want to do the parkour. Answering all of the questions with option number 1 is a very easy way. Alrighty, so as you can see, answering all of these second options means that my power is, or my element is fire, but I do think it's interesting to see that there's a 20% light and 13% of all ice, nature, water, and dark. So I definitely feel like you are good. If you do this, like this method, you're basically pretty decently good mix of everyone. But I think that's interesting to see. I did like midway through this, certain questions that I was in looking at some of the answers, I was like, I feel like this would be nature, and I wouldn't say that I was far off, being that there's a 13% chance of nature, or 13% correlation to nature, but I was definitely off by a decent bit. We're now going to begin answering all of the questions with these purple answers here and seeing what we get. Alrighty, so as you can see, this time we got a 36% water, 29% ice, 14% fire, and 7% of nature, light, and dark, which I think is very interesting. And as you can see, the color in the circle changes again. Now for this last basic set of tests, we're going to do the very bottom answer here. So we're going to answer all 10 questions with this bottom answer, or the bluish kind of green one. And so now we have the magic of the dark fairy. We've got 41% dark, which I believe is the highest percentage we have seen so far. 24% ice, 18% water, 18% nature, 12% water, 6% light, and 0% fire, which I think is very interesting because when we did the light, we had 0% dark, and when we did the fire, we had 13% of dark. So I do think that's interesting on how they are very opposites of each other. So the next way that I am going to do things is I'm going to be switching in between option 1 and option 2. So the first question will be answered with option 1, and then the second question will be answered with option 2, and we're going to go back and forth and see if there's any difference in anything that we get, because we haven't gotten, if I'm correct, we've only gotten 4 of the 6 elements, so we are still missing nature and ice. So I'm very excited to see if we're gonna get those or not. Okay, that was not what I was expecting whatsoever. So we got fire again, but I want to point out something interesting. In our original stats, for choosing only option 2, when we got fire, we got 27% fire, 20% light, but we got 13% of nature, water, ice, and dark. Instead, in this one, we have 20% nature, 13% water, 13% ice, and 7% dark. Which I wasn't expecting whatsoever. Was not expecting this to be fire in any way, shape, or form. So I do think that is interesting. Alrighty, we're now going to switch between option 3 and option 4 and see what we get doing that. So this time we got ice, which is exciting because we haven't gotten ice yet, which means the only one left over is nature. But interestingly enough, we are tied with ice, water, nature, and dark being 20%, light fairy being 13, and fire being 7. So in my eyes, right, if you have all 4 of these, you're kind of a little bit of everything. You're a little bit of everything fairy, which I think is very, very interesting. I think that's an interesting pool to get there. So my next thought is, because we haven't done it yet, I'm gonna do answers 2 and 3. So we're gonna do, and if this doesn't get us nature, I have another idea, but we're going to answer with this one, and then we're going to answer with this one. And then if that doesn't get us nature, then we're going to do reverse and answer these 2. So let's see how the first option goes. So still no nature fairy, but we have 31% water, 19% nature, 13% dark, 13% fire, light, and ice. I'm seeing a pattern here. I am like keeping screenshots and uploading them to my Milanote that I've been using a lot recently. Sorry, I keep talking about it in like every single video. I'm sorry, it's just that good. Anyways, and I've been keeping track, and I'm kind of seeing a pattern between answering certain questions with, or answering certain answers with certain questions. So I'm thinking I might be able to narrow it down to find the easiest way to get nature. But the next way that we're going to answer is we're going to answer only choosing between answer 1 and answer 4. So it'll be this one and this one. So let's see how that goes. Well, look who it is finally here to join us. It's nature with a 35%, dark and light sharing an 18%, water and fire sharing a 12%, and ice sharing a 6%. I won't lie, if this did not give me nature, the only other idea I had to try and another easier idea, I should say, to try was to answer between answer 1 and answer 4. But now that we do have everything, my thought was to go through and answer the questions genuinely how I think I would react as a fairy and see what my personality quiz answers are. So let's try that. I was not expecting that. Your magic is light. 31% light, 25% dark, 25% nature, 19% ice, 0% fire, and 0% water. Your soul shines so brightly that you sparkle at the edges. You have a gleaming sense of compassion, love, virtue, and truth. You always know exactly what to say, when to say it, and what to do. Serenading. Through social settings to the melody of your own song, as though its lyrics are being strummed straight from your heart. Everyone in your sight is illuminated in your presence. That, I don't know what I was thinking I was going to get, but I did not think it was going to be a light fairy. I will be honest, I didn't think I was going to get light fairy. So just as a miniature recap here, if you choose only option 1, you can get the light fairy. Only option 2 is the fire fairy. Only option 3 is the water fairy. Only option 4 is the dark. Choosing between 3 and 4 gives you ice, and choosing between 1 and 4 give you nature. Now do keep in mind, I answered 1, then 4, and 3, then 4, so in that specific order. I don't know what exactly would happen if you switch it, but if you would like a more in-depth personality quiz breakdown, you can always let me know in the future. If you have other concepts, ideas, things that you'd love me to check out or talk about, please let me know. And I guess I'm gonna go be a light fairy now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!